What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thanks for tuning in yet again to another episode of Caterons Present the Yeah I Said a podcast. We're expressing our full capabilities to the Wellness and Correction Facilities, brainchild of my child. I'm the dad half of this operation. Ross Cooper coming to you live and in public, if you will. Shout out to Dusty Rhodes. As always, I am rocking with the best. My co-host, please introduce yourself to the folks.
Yeah, well, what's good, everybody? Everybody having a good day, month, year, hour, second, all that good stuff. You watching other platforms, please share it with your friends, family, enemies, bug on the wall, aliens outside, mailman, power, all that good stuff. If you watching on YouTube, please like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you don't, your phone gonna die.
Especially if you got an iPhone, that's probably gonna die a lot quicker. So as everyone can see, we are joined by yet another fantastic guest, somebody I've been waiting to have a conversation with on this platform. Pretty much a continuation of the awesome conversations we've had in real life. Please introduce yourself to the folks.
I am Tiawna, everybody. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited. I've been wanting to get back in conversation with you. We always have good talk. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we rocking Tupac shirts. That should tell you a lot of things right there. Want to take a quick second because I am so happy. In real time, I am pushing through. Unfortunately, my beloved cat um had to be put down earlier today, so I am pushing through for the viewers and everyone out there. That is a tough thing. Shout out to anyone who's ever lost a pet. That is a hard thing to do, even when absolutely necessary. So shout out to Sidorak the cat. This one be for you. Um, let's see. Starting from the top. This is this is interesting. So old boy Trump, the Don, has
Yeah.
been found guilty of 34 felony charges. Now, it is New York State. It is an felony. Can they carry jail time? Sure. Will they? That'll be interesting to see. What I also find very interesting is this goes back to a conversation we've all had. Maybe, just maybe, a air quotes justice system created in the 1700s and 1800s is a little dated, because here's the funny part. Somehow you can be found guilty for 34 felonies and, let's see, can't get a job at certain employers, but apparently you can still run the country. This will not preclude him being able to be electable as president. It's cats with 2 felonies that can't work at McDonald's. Oh boy got 34, and he can still run for president. There is something inherently wrong with that. I think on the surface it's wrong, but when you start to, at least for me, when I started picking this apart, I'm like, well, hold on a second. If you want to run for public office and the people say, you know what, it's cool, technically, is that wrong? Because would I hire you for my company is a different question than will the people say, yeah, I'll follow you. Those are two different questions, I suppose. But I will toss the ball. Whoever wants to set it off, set it off. 34 felonies, and this cat can still be president. Thoughts, please. Whoever wants to set it off, feel free.
She can go.
Yikes. I'm just, first of all, I am stumbling over the fact that this is even something that we're talking about. Like, and I don't think that there's much to be surprised about left in the world. It's very difficult for me to be shocked anymore. But why is this even a question? Is my thing. Like, if they're taking away the right to vote for other
Mm,
felons, you can't vote, but you can be the president? You can go to jail if they give him jail time and he can be the leader of the free world from behind bars. But when he gets out, he can't vote in the election. I just like it makes me speechless. And then why is it that it's even a question of legality? Is there not like if there's a law that says you can't vote if you're a felon, then isn't that law sort of covering? Shouldn't it just be understood that you can't run for president or be the president if you're a felon? And that's already questionable, anyways, because there's a whole conversation to be had on whether felons should get to vote or not. So,
And it's
I
just also,
that's all I got, man. I'm just shook.
yeah. Okay.
Those are my that's my initial reaction.
Hmm.
Um, I agree with both of you. Shouldn't happen, but it's the greatest country in the world, the greatest third world country in the world. But um, yeah, that'd be raw. I ain't gonna lie. That I mean, it's gonna suck for everybody else, but we in a lose-lose situation anyway. So I might as well have fun with it. So that would be raw. If he goes to prison and he wins the election, just walks out that month as the leader and takes all his buddies that on June 6th with him. Oh, that is the hardest comeback of all time. He might be the GOAT. And Barack ain't doing that.
Oh
No.
man.
But no. But it really is a lose-lose situation. I I thought that if you do have a case and you do end up in prison, that like you said, you can't vote, so should be implied that you can't run the country too. But we got things backwards as usual. So I'd rather them vote than run for president, depending on what they did. But hey,
That's exactly how I felt. I'm like,
but then again, we already got crooks in office, so it just be obvious now. So hey, I love it.
I mean, the thing is, and I've been thinking about this, like, okay, one, from a very legal standpoint, the legal loopholes are crazy because he's no longer a New York State resident. Officially, he is a Florida resident. Not surprising. So how the state's rights bounce off of that is interesting. And then this is one of those weird loopholes that I'm sure the founding fathers, in all their wisdom and wig wearing, never saw coming. Because the reality of the situation is, how many felons actually run for office? Not even president, just how many felons be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna see if we can get some folks to vote for him. You don't. So this is unprecedented in the sense of this is probably your first time ever. Secondly, other thing I was thinking is this. Remember, one of the perks of being president is you have lifetime protection from the Secret Service. So worst case, if a judge was like, yo, these charges carry you 2 to 4, you're gonna have to do 6 months just because. Is the Secret Service gonna go in the Rikers with him? Like, do you go to jail with the Secret Service? I'm trying to figure that out. Technically, it's part of your protection plan as a former president. So you gonna be in Rikers with the Secret Service? How that work? This is unheard of and
Yeah,
wild.
citizen no more technically when you go in, right? So will it still count for him?
Yeah,
I mean,
you are still a former president. You have Secret Service protection for life.
is he
Dang.
gonna be anywhere near anyone where he's gonna need protection? Like, well, from like general population, we know he might need
I mean, he ain't doing no time anyway, but
right.
but even if he does, I don't know how that's gonna work. So yeah, how does the
What does
next
that look? What
situation?
does that like? There's so it just brings to the surface so many questions because then okay, just for shits and gigs, he goes to prison. What does that look like? Does it look
Man,
like Martha Stewart in prison?
he might be going to the most cupcake prison of all time.
That's what I would assume. Like I just don't see them putting a president in and then we're already unpopular globally right now. Imagine the president is a criminal. I mean that they're they kind of
Yeah.
already are, but
I
Well, I'm saying
mean,
actual convicted criminal
convicted,
because they're
convicted
corrupt.
criminal. Right. I
Like,
mean, everyone, they're all corrupt anyway, but convicted in a court of law, president.
I'm,
that's a
I'm
mixtape cover
like,
right there. I bet you. Mixtape cover is
bro,
right there. It's gonna be him walking out.
I'm just like, so let's make this on some real shit for a minute. Like, yo, can you imagine the cred you would get in Rikers or in jail if you shanked Donald? Like, yo, just getting right there in the mess hall. Yeah.
Nah, he be with the Nazis, man. He good. They gonna
Yeah,
protect him.
for sure.
Them legal
All the
Nazis about
Make
to.
America Great Again
Oh,
are
he gonna be
rallying.
protected.
Yeah. Hey. Now see that would you bring up an interesting point. I'm like, so what crew would he hang with? Because
Nazis.
if you hang with the neo-Nazi crew, you're gonna get no. You're gonna lose the little bit of black vote you have. You're gonna lose the black support you have.
Is he?
I don't think
No. If they already on that side, he can do no wrong.
that's how I feel.
So
If
yeah,
they're already the kind over there,
right.
they not gonna care about that because he
No.
already that now.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah, if you already on that side, there's nothing he can do that was gonna change. Out of all his history, you still chose that side. Now Biden is no better. So I mean, this is why you should stay neutral. But people got picked one out of two, even though it's more parties, or at least it's supposed to be. But,
Damn. Oh, but just on the surface level. So on one end, you got a cat convicted of 34 felonies. On the other end, you got a cat actively participating and using tax dollars for genocide. If this does not scream third party, what will it take?
it's done. Like I said, this is the year of revelations. This end of the year is gonna get real spooky or real
What,
interesting. One of the two.
what did
Because
Cat tell us in January? All truths will be told. All
it's
truths
about
will be revealed.
this year already started off weird, and now it's definitely gonna end weird. It's unprecedented. It's the age of the beefs, age of war and genocide. Like, we got all types of shit happening. So yeah, when this election comes, whoever wins, and it's probably gonna be one of the two, unfortunately. Even though I think JFK Jr., whatever his name is a pretty good candidate, but that's just me. But yeah, either way,
That's
it's
where I
gonna
was
be a
gonna
shit
go
show.
next.
Because if Trump loses, we gonna have issues. If Trump wins, we probably gonna have issues. So I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. Stock up on your stuff. Be ready.
Move to Texas. Move to an open
Stock up
carry
on your
state.
stuff. Get the gat. All types of stuff. Knives. Learn some survival skills. Survival kits. All that. Fill your gas tank up. There you go. It's gonna be spooky in November. I'm telling you.
I'm hoping the writing's on the wall, and I really hope they don't just run the same play of anybody but Trump. Don't let Trump win. I really hope the Dems don't run that play because I don't think it's gonna work.
Mm.
Um, my hope is again, I put a lot of I won't say pressure, but I put a lot of faith on your generation and the one behind it.
Ain't voting. And not to
Because
mention,
y'all the ones making the noise.
and
Y'all the
not
ones that
voting. Me included. So like, yo, it is
really
a lose-lose. Like, I don't know why you must think so highly of my millennials and Gen Zs. I don't understand why. I don't know
because
what
look at
we've
these college
proven to get
who's
that
out there
type of
getting
grace.
who's out there getting their ass whooped on these college campuses right now? Who's out there fighting the fight? Who you look
That's
online,
every
whose
generation.
pages whose pages are who's using their social media platforms to speak out against genocide, so on and so forth. You guys.
All ages. It's all ages, but they're still loyal to whatever party they are. And just us enough, the very few that you're naming, it's not enough to dethrone the two sides of the same coin party. It's not enough because of you mother lovers and your age groups and older and a little bit younger and the brainwashed people you got in my generation. So yeah, nah, ain't nothing changing. So all them TikToks ain't gonna mean shit. It's gonna be a lose-lose situation. We about to figure out which loser we get. It's the biggest loser. No pun intended for Trump. But nah, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
RFK should win, but he's not going to. So I don't
I
know.
mean, I'm thinking
I feel
RFK. I'm sorry, go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. I feel like I haven't seen enough people talking about him. I feel like I see it on my Instagram because it fits my algorithm,
Me
but
too.
like I haven't seen I haven't seen it anywhere else, and I haven't seen like people with platforms who are very political. Like I haven't seen Amanda Seales mention him at all.
Mhm.
I don't know what like how he's perceived popularly. Like I don't know what other people think of him, but the things that I've seen seem positive enough, better than the other two options
So that's it.
for sure. But I just don't think people even I'd be like, are do people know he's running? I don't even know
Some
if they
probably do.
know.
Because like I
I don't
said,
think enough.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, no, I'm sorry. I'm done. But I wasn't even sure if people even know.
Mm, I don't think a lot of people know anything other than the two big names. I think we're still in the casual conversations right now. I think a lot of people are going to do some homework when we get to the debate stage. So when we start getting to the national debates and things like that, that's when I think people are going to say, "Hey, check this out." Because you're RK Jr. Then I'm also looking at Brother Cornel West, looking at Jill Stein, um, something other than what we've got. Because elephants and asses ain't the answer. It ain't been the answer for a minute. And people, what kills me, it kind of goes with what Kane said, the level of brainwashing. The second you say, "Oh, I ain't rocking with Trump," you must be rocking with Biden. I didn't say that either. I'm not rocking with either one of you because you're both trash.
But
Like
now you're wasting the vote. So now they're gonna win. See, that's what I'm
that's
saying.
the other
This is
right.
why people are brainwashed. You can't vote third party because everyone has the same mindset. We do that, it's a waste. No one else is gonna do it. Or not enough people's gonna do it. So now they got stick to their allegiance, wherever the side they on. And now we just stuck. And you would think this year, we're all in the information age, with everything super pressurized right now, not looking good. You would think people be like, you know what, this is not working at all. Maybe we might need a change from the top, but nope. I guarantee you, one of the asses or elephants is gonna win.
I mean,
Madagascar all over again.
you stupid, yo. I mean, it's just what the demographic I'm curious to see the most, white women, because Trump is pretty much, and most of the South is pretty much trying to revert back to the Handmaid's Tale ever since it's some Handmaid's Tale type shit ever since Roe v. Wade got overturned. So just on a real base level, how you got a whole bunch of people that ain't never had a uterus a day in their life making a whole bunch of decisions for people who do?
He
And I'm like,
identifies that. Hey, watch it.
see, there you go. There you go.
Hey, one, it's not a joke. It could be serious. So hey, you never know. What you gonna
Well,
say now?
I'm just because the amount of white women that voted for Trump is off the charts. So now that he has pretty much declared war on reproductive rights, how can you? It's gonna come down to, are you white first or are you a woman first? And I'm gonna presume, uh, fingers crossed, I'm gonna presume you're gonna figure you're a woman first, because you go white first, you watch your rights get further taken away. Like he's out and out said, "Yo, we want to ban abortion, period,
But
all over the place."
but you assume everyone is liberal they don't have they some of them don't have a problem with it.
No. This is, and that's the thing. It's not a liberal thing. It's a, you don't have a uterus, so you don't have a
But
say
you're not getting
thing.
my point. Some people are voting to ban abortions. A lot of them agree with him. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why that's not clicking. Some of them really agree with us that you shouldn't murder babies, blah blah blah. And we all know that the white population, or at least white birth rates, are down. So yeah, this is why this is happening. They need more white babies. There we go. And some of them in that demographic agrees with him.
I think it's the same point as earlier about if those black people that were voting for Trump, they gonna stick with Trump. Those
Exactly.
women, it was already a are you white first or are you a woman first when they voted him the first time. Because he was grabbing them by the already. And they were like, that's okay. So they're okay with having their reproductive rights taken from them if it gives them the America they think they want until they get it, and then they're not supported in the way they think that they would have been. So
And then that voice will go away real quick because we're gonna go back to the 50s and 40s when, you know what I'm saying, y'all start speaking up. Watch out. So yeah, that's not, yeah. We don't want to go back in time, but I guess a lot of people do. But y'all gonna find
it
out
feels
what
like
happened back in time. Women, black people, all type, everything. It's gonna be sucky.
I mean, a look at my face should explain it. Like I hate to say it, but you very well be. The reason I'm having a tough time digesting this is because I don't understand how you could be a woman and vote that way at all. Like, what metric are you using? There's literally people telling you you won't be able to get an abortion if you get pregnant. And it's like, how as a woman can now register and be like, oh, okay, cool, that's the way to go.
Because
That's
they're a
the way to go.
God-fearing woman.
maybe,
Like, do
yeah.
you not know his demographic? If you understand the demographic and what they really believe in, you will understand they have no issue with it.
Well, here's the funny part, right? Okay, so let's go down that path for a real hot second here.
Oh boy.
You said they're God-fearing women, implication being Christian, of course.
Yes.
What I understand, there is a thou shall not kill commandment. I understand that loud and clear, right? Well, no, that's literally that's written
I
in.
know,
That's
but we
there.
don't follow all the time. That's why I say sometimes.
Oh well, yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, like, where in the Bible does what sin are you committing by deciding to terminate a pregnancy?
You're killing the
Is that
baby.
breaking?
I mean, this if we're gonna talk about like, you know, I guess, biblical laws and morality and things like that. You know me, I love the Lord, okay? But I'm not like traditionally religious. I don't believe in a lot of boxes. Do I study my word? Yes, but I believe in personal relationship over religion. So that's where my difference in beliefs come from. So I also feel like to Kane's point, there are women who subscribe. They don't, their choice is not to have an abortion, whatever the repercussions of that are. And there are others of us who may be of the same faith that are like, no, I think the Lord would want me to have a choice with my body. I say, me and him gonna have a conversation and we'll talk about what that looks like. But at the end of the day, that's between me and him, and not for you to judge me or say or make that choice for me. So it's
Boom.
really split, as far as for women, whether you're religious or not religious, whether you're old school or, more feminist. I am baffled every day at the amount of women who subscribe to misogyny. So and patriarchy. So um, I don't think that there's anywhere. I mean, I'm sure the back to what I was saying, me, I get off topic. The original the original sin, to answer your question, is the fornication in the first place. Unless you're married, but most people who are in, two-parent nuclear families aren't looking to get abortions unless there's a medical emergency. But even that is not permitted. in some places anymore, which is even more insane to me. If it's medically necessary and the answer is no, so they might both die, it's crazy.
Price they're willing to pay that we keep making. God damn. Yeah, like I said, it's that demographic. Either ultra religious or, like I said, they already drunk the Kool-Aid. There's no going back. So once you drunk it, it's in your system, it's stuck there. So yeah, it's the same reason with black people. I mean, black people vote for them too, and there's still people that ride as nuts. So I mean,
well, that I can make sense of that. I can make sense of that.
Wow.
It
Exonerate
goes
five? Really? Yeah, it makes sense.
no. It goes back kind of sort of to the Ice Cube argument. Look, you go with who's ever gonna offer you who's ever gonna offer you what you believe you need. The other thing with Trump was, hey, there's a lot of black men that felt really disenfranchised and unheard by the Dems, right? So at least at least on that end of it, it's I can promise you what you don't have from the Democrats. I can give you power. I can give you a voice. I can make you feel like a man. So at least there's a promise there, even though it's all bullshit. At least there's a promise there.
No,
Brothers. Hold
no.
on. Okay, hold on. What do you mean no?
You mean what I mean? No. If you fell for them dumbass props, I'm sorry. You might as well just stay there. You have been traded. You have been traded. No trade clauses revoked.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. When you start looking at which party is okay with being super supportive of LGBTQIA plus, the Dems. Which party is okay, seemingly elevating women's voices, black women's voices over male voices, the Dems. Which party seems to be okay with demasculation of black men, the Dems. So it only the only makes sense for the Republicans and of course old Donnie boy to try to tap on that. We're gonna make you feel like a man again.
But you know it was BS though through history. Like, so I don't understand.
If I have evidence of every recent Democratic president,
but you know how he really feels about you. He has a history. Like he was famous before his run, so we know his history already and what he said and what he's done. And you took his little promise because you're saying I'm not them. You basically just pulled a reverse card. Uno, you say I'm not Trump. Well, I'm not y'all weird mother. See, this no man. If you fell for that trick, stay your ass over there.
but it
Still
goes
don't
to
make no sense. None of it.
hold on, at least there's a promise of power there. On the flip, with women, I'm literally telling you I'm going to take away your rights, and yet they still vote for him. See, at least with brothers, there's a false promise of power, of feeling like a man, letting your balls drop, all that good stuff, right? With women, white women, you have no incentive, none, and yet they vote for him.
You don't have incentive either, but agree to disagree.
The incentive is to stand by their man. I'm gonna stick beside them. Okay, that all those women are happy to see their husband, they sorry one that like Trump. Okay, they are under the head of the house, so that's where they go. That's the mind frame of people I feel that are in that demographic. That's who his voters are. And then people who are monetarily motivated, I think, people with money who he benefits, so they're willing to throw aside race, gender, empathy, vote for Trump for my pockets.
And that's the beauty of the lie of wealth. Like, we've talked about this on the show many times. The delusion of, hey, one day I'm gonna be a billionaire. The chances of most people becoming a billionaire is like that big. But they buy into the lie and the notion of, I can be like Trump one day. I can be like them one day. No.
You didn't hit the lottery.
Like,
He hit the
no.
genetic lottery. I mean, like I said, some people just hit the genetic lottery. You just born into a rich ass family. I mean, hey, it is what it is.
It's
Diabolical genius.
Yeah. They created a system that reinforces itself. And
Genius.
I am of the belief that the only way to move forward would be to dismantle it altogether. They gonna put me on a list. I'm probably already on one just for saying that.
Oh,
And I'm not someone who is a great planner, who has a lot of ideas, who's really like politically minded. I have, I don't typically subscribe to any of it because I don't feel like it's real, and that is a fault of mine. It's could be ignorance. Admittedly, I accept all critique of that part of me, but to me, it scrap it all and start over. What does that look like? How do we get there? I have absolutely no idea. Would I like to see it safely? Yes, but revolution isn't safe. So, I mean, but I don't see a change happening unless it's drastic, crazy, wild.
If you on the list, we on the chalkboard.
we got it.
We on the whiteboard because we've been. Well, I've been saying this. Well, I think we've been saying it, but I definitely been saying that forever. This system is too brilliant. There is no beating the system, like my co-hosts would like to say. That doesn't exist. That is an illusion. So if you want change, you gotta get rid of the whole thing. I don't think people are ready for that. So we just gonna be stuck and just keep complaining, walking through like a hamster on a damn wheel.
Yeah,
Until we get to that time, we'll be straight.
I feel like people say it's irresponsible not to vote, but I feel like the only way to beat the system is for everyone to unsubscribe. Don't no one go.
Nope.
But that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? No one go. Nobody show up. What do they do if nobody votes?
I do one better, and I've been saying, don't go to work. Everybody just stop showing up. The whole thing falls, and a gunshot, a bullet, no one bleeds. It's done because the system is nothing without us, and I don't think people realize that the power of the consumer, and yet the consumer doesn't even know his own power.
Right.
And we have history to prove it. Like I said, back in the day, they did protesting the real way. Civil rights there, that's there. I always keep going back to because they did it so well that they had to kill niggas for that. Because they see the power of that. It wasn't even about black people anymore. They started, like I said, Malcolm, Martin, all those, Fred Hampton, all of them were starting to unite everybody. And that's a problem because then that affects pockets, and then that affects the established order. Like I said, no one's gonna panic if it's normal. Like the shit we had going through now, all this tragic stuff, it's normal. So we just, tweet about it, whatever, walk a couple miles, and that's it. And then go on for the rest of our day. Keep consuming, keep going to work, keep doing everything to make everyone rich. But just put a hashtag or whatever and just scream that you're upset, but you're still buying the shit. So it's like, why would I care if you're still paying? Like I said, you can hate me, you can hate this podcast, but you still watch it. Why would I care? That's what I'm saying. We gotta make them care. And the only way to make them care is green money. Hurt their pockets. And the easiest way to hurt their pockets is to literally do nothing, which I know everyone wants to do anyway. So yeah. Just don't show up. But I already know I'm on the watch list for real, for real. But I don't care. This needs to end. Are you back, host?
You gotta. Okay. You're back.
Yeah. Okay. I was saying, I'm in agreement with you. And the problem is people have not circled back to that line of thought yet. And I think overall, this is the problem with politics in general. Too many people believe you've got the wrong people in the system. Too many people think you got the wrong people. You got to get the right people in. So you got to vote the right people in to manipulate the system. And they don't understand this system is inherently corrupt. When we talk about the system, we are talking about primarily the Constitution and the laws. And surprise, I don't necessarily know if a system made by a bunch of racist white guys in the 1700s is the best way to govern in 2024. But most people haven't arrived at that conclusion yet. They believe in a representative government, which in and of itself is not a bad idea. The problem is though, you
Who they really
it's
represent?
right. And it's just like we're really at the point where there's too many people because like it's funny, June is also a Pride Month. And we see more things popping up. Pride Month there, this month there, African American, Asian American, Pacific Islander. And the thing is, the reason these things have come to prominence in existence now is because everything, the default was white. I went to school back in the 80s. It was Christopher Columbus discovered America. Every default is white. If you go on your computer, you do anything, create an avatar, anything with a skin tone, what is the default? White. You have to change your avatar to make it black. Where am I going? Basically, every default is white. We need to scrap that and start from the beginning. And it goes back to what Tiawna just said, what you said, what I've said. Unfortunately, we don't have enough people who don't believe in this system yet. And I think somewhere in some think tank with these folks who came up with Cop City and so on and so forth are figuring out, no, people are starting to figure out this shit ain't working and are going to start rebelling. And they need to be ready to suppress said rebellion, unfortunately. But I agree with you both. We're at a point where the system don't work. Don't no one show up. Problem is you're gonna have, two folk who do show up and vote for the wrong shit. But yeah, I'm a firm believer the system is broken, probably beyond repair. I don't know what
Probably.
comes.
It is. I mean, the
Well, the
system is
problem is
not broken. That's the word I hate. It's
oh,
not broken. It's
you're right.
it's doing its job. It's doing
You're
what
right.
it's supposed to do. Everything
You're
is
right.
falling in line. That's why I always say it is diabolically genius. In a weird, fucked up way. I kind of respect it, but I still hate it. Cause damn, they thought of some shit, like I said, from back then that just works now. Like I said, the brainwashing and the patriotism, which is still brainwashing, is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But then again, they get you when you're young. The second you step into school, what do you have to do? Pledge to the flag, learn the
Mm.
national, like, and they're going to teach you history. It's whitewashed. So yeah, you
Are they
just
still
spawn
doing the
in
Pledge of
little
Allegiance?
soldiers. Shout out to Lupe. Go ahead.
Anyone know any kids that are school age? I'm curious. Are they still doing the Pledge of Allegiance?
I have no idea. I don't have kids. I don't know.
all,
Probably.
all of my friends have kids, but I honestly don't know if they're still doing the Pledge of Allegiance. I assume if they're still doing national anthems at games, then they're probably still starting the morning with a pledge.
No, I had to do
Uh,
it. That was many moons ago. So yeah, I don't know what this new age does. I don't.
But but speaking of weird things, well, not weird things. I just realized, and this was not on the list, so I'll make sure I remind everybody when we're done here. Um, a horrible anniversary has just passed. The attack on Greenwood, the Tulsa race riots, and that was. It's just in a short sentence, man. We can't have shit, can we? But this is a case of this is what y'all wanted, white people. This is separate but equal. We got our own thing over here. We ain't bothering y'all. However, apparently we did it too well. Too many black folk make a whole bunch of money doing a whole bunch of things in complete separation from main white society. Got our own thing over here, and now it got burned to the ground. And Tulsa is just the main one. That's what everyone knows about. There's a lot more businesses in miniature Tulsa incidents that don't get pub. But it's like, so wait a minute. We couldn't have the 40 acres and the mule that was promised us. So that got reversed as soon as Lincoln died.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. We don't want you living amongst us, drinking our water and being with our people and mingling. Y'all go over there. Okay, cool. Oh shit. We're really good on our own. We already know how to grow everything. We're already intelligent. We're already descendants of the creators of civilization. So we got no problems being over here on our own. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute now. We
You
thought
got too
y'all was
much
gonna
dip in your chip now. What you doing?
we that wasn't part of playing. Y'all supposed to crash and burn and
Yeah,
come
right.
crawling back. What you mean you flourishing?
Wait, what? You
And
don't really need us. We tried to set y'all up and that man gave y'all energy. I just made a football field. Ain't no way. No. We taking that back too. Like God, that's why I said we can't do nothing anyway. Separate,
the
together.
oh, I'm sorry.
Damn. But go ahead.
No, I was saying the Lions, they never wanted separate but equal. They always have and always will want foot on neck.
Yeah.
ooh,
Mm.
bars.
What, that's what they want. They don't want separate but equal because it it it's never been equal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's never been equal. And the problem is that they got comfortable in their own lies like a true narcissist. America started to believe itself that they are better, that Black people are weak and we are lazy and we are all these things that they try to tell us. They started to believe their own lies. They made up those lies to feed us, to make us weak, and then they became weak because they believed it. And we got to, as soon as we stop believing it and stop subscribing, it's a problem.
Mm.
Every time. It's still a problem. Even as something as small as TikTok. How many TikTok creators have had their creative, whatever, if you want to call it creative, some of it's nonsense, but either way, they taking it, I mean, and passing it off. It's all because why? It's never been separate but equal. It's never been equal. That's why they made us slaves in the first place.
What bars? Just bars. Um, and again, just reading here again, just looking at the finite details. So, Dick Rowland in the elevator with a white woman named Sarah Page. What actually happened is, up for interpretation. But what did actually happen after that is white folk came into Tulsa and Greenwood and started burning shit down. So black man, white woman, same place, same time, varying accounts what really happened, disaster ensues. Let's see. Emmett Till, black boy, alleged white woman. Well, white woman alleges some nonsense.
That was a
Misery
lie.
and
No, it's not alleged.
right.
She
Complete
admitted.
total lie.
She admitted
Right.
it was a lie. So yeah.
Mhm. So it's like, but wow, this is May 31st, June 1st. What was also another slap in the face is the reports out of, let's see, how many people that were actually, they said now, they said, believe many 300 people may have died. The headlines talked about the 8 white folks that died. So you pretty much looted, pillaged, destroyed everything. And the headline is about the 8 white people that died.
Yeah. It's the same like, white person murders family, nice family picture. Black guy gets killed by a cop. We gonna find him smoking some weed somewhere. We gonna scrape the ends of the
Somewhere.
earth. And I swear to God, this just happened. A white person did something crazy. I think he killed his sister, and they got a picture of him on a ski boat smiling. You can't make this shit, but I know why they doing it. It's the divisive shit, and then as long as we're all divisive shit, still focused on surface level shit, we won't be able to form together. So I get it now. I wish everyone else would stop getting so mad about it because we should know the play by now. We should know the play. If we know the play, that shit shouldn't offend us. Well, it should still offend us, but it shouldn't bother us to the point that it's a real talking point. Oh, here we go again. Like, nah. We need to sit down with each other and end this shit. Because truth be told, white people and everyone else is struggling too. We all are. So, god damn it, we need to change this shit for the better of everybody. But
For
we
the
still
better of
stuck on
everybody,
surfing.
collectively,
Exactly. Like people is people.
100%.
Judge somebody by their mind and their heart, not anything else. None of that really matters. There's history to it. I understand that, but we use that as a learning point so we can move forward, not still
Mm,
dwelling on it and then still using the shit to just stay in the same place. Because we all hurting at this point. Unless you're an
mm.
elite, we're all hurt. So yeah, this divisive shit that we all talk about and every time it's the same cycle with everything. It has to stop. But will it? I don't know.
I mean, I'm going to bring back the discussion you and I had before, and I don't remember your stance, so I can't hold you to it. But I do remember my stance. My debate with you was this: we should rebuild a quote unquote Black Wall Street because I've said definitively what happened in Tulsa can never happen again. We rebuild it. You're not just going to come in there and burn this shit down again. My firm belief, my firm stance. You can't, what happened there cannot happen now. That is my firm belief.
I don't
There's
know.
no way.
If with Cop City and all this stuff that they're gearing for, they can really. I mean, they already we saw with the pandemic and everything else. Hell, we saw it here with the riots here. When they really want to put foot to throat, as she said, they will still do it. Now it's gonna be as blatant as horrible as it was back then. Probably not. But will they find a way to take out all the top dogs over there? Yes.
All right, I'm gonna put you like this. I'm gonna use part of your own argument and even our argument to my advantage. If See, the problem was when Black Wall Street existed, there were still racial tensions, and the racial issue usurped the economic issue. The racial part was bigger than commerce. At this point, money matters more. So if we hypothetically recreate Black Wall Street, say you got a dance studio here, a barbershop here, you have nothing but this collective of Black businesses, right? And now we're getting loans from each other or even loans from banks. There is a reason, there is a just cause to make sure that these businesses thrive. They got to pay back the loans, so on and so forth. And look at hip hop. Hip hop started where? In the corners on the Bronx. Eventually, white folks stepped in, say, hey, this is profitable, this is marketable. Let me get a little piece of that.
A
There
little
is
piece.
no incentive
They
to
took the whole shit.
destroy a new Black Wall Street. There's
Yeah,
no incentive to
they'll
destroy a new
take it
Black Wall
over
Street.
then. So that would be damn near worse. What's the point?
Mm, mm.
Yeah. I think that they will take it over as well. I
Exactly.
agree. I think that my stance before was 100%. I'm all for the advancement of Black people, of each individual culture, of all of us as a whole.
Exactly.
You know, as a humanity. I'm here for that.
I am too.
However, I don't feel like that they're here for that. They they're they're motivated by money until the balance gets tipped and the whole system is created on racist ideals. It's to keep white supremacy and power. So when you talk about creating another Black Wall Street, that challenges their main incentive, which is white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
Their pockets are dependent on their supremacy and vice versa. So if we start making money and people see that that can happen, they're not going to go for that. They're not going to go for that. They don't even, I mean, if that was the case, then I just feel like Atlanta would be looking different too. Aren't a lot of those cop cities going to be right there?
Mm-hmm.
Like majority of them. That's supposed to be the Black Mecca of today.
Right. Exactly. That's it.
And
That was my point. That was it. With cops, see, they prepare. Like I said, they're already prepared for shit. We're already 2, 3 steps behind. Well, actually, we're 400 steps behind. Get that bar. But This is this
They
is
know we're gonna get tired, just like you said. They know we're getting tired. You said we're not there yet, and I agree. Not enough people are there yet, which is why if you stop now, if you don't, you know what I'm saying? If you remove yourself, you end up eating the proverbial shit because there's not enough people behind you. It's like when you're like, who's with me? And you walk out and no one comes and you're fired. And no one else is going to help you pay your bills. And I'm not saying that we should all subscribe to this individualistic idea either, because I don't think that benefits us either. I think that's another trick. I'm very much a it takes a village kind of person.
it does.
So
Yeah. So
there's too much power in community. That's why they will not allow that to happen.
But I don't know. See, because I'm like I said, if we rewind time, this was 1921. Um, the race part weighed a hell of a lot more than the money part. And right now, the money part, I think the money part outweighs the race part. So asterisk, until it becomes until if you can label it anti-Semitic, the race part matters a lot. But just the basic race, black, white thing in this country, if if we had a Black Wall Street and it is generating billions of dollars, but white corporations and white banks are getting a nice sized chunk of it, there is no reason to recreate. Like you fast forward to now,
then
if
who
it's a
owns
black
who?
man and a white man in the elevator, and he say something off key, they're not going to come burn down the entire neighborhood because there's too many other people eating off of it.
But then we making a deal with the devil, and ain't
Right.
that that's a that's an opposite point to the reason that you're doing it in the first place. The
Right.
whole point of creating it was is to get out from under the thumb. But if we're giving them a piece of the cut,
Right. You killed
then
the purpose. Like I said, you shooting this man. You just plastical birds yourself, boy. But this is crazy because, like I said, or like y'all said, if we go use the banks like you said and they getting a piece, then yeah, I mean, shouldn't we have our own banks if it's Black Wall Street? Shouldn't it be black owned? Everything will be within ourselves, right? If it's truly a Black Wall Street, so why would we need them at all? So they wouldn't be getting a piece at all. But the second you start mentioning, oh, they get a piece, and you start mentioning banks, then we're done. We don't own nothing. It's just the same thing.
yeah.
Well, you can
Unless
okay.
it's
And then
all
you're gonna
black
have a
banks.
divided community too. Then there's gonna be a debate between us on who's for giving them a cut and who ain't.
The system has the
And
I
fault.
that's gonna
mean,
get ugly too.
Yeah, the system has the fault. Black Wall Street. I love the idea. I know you're thinking no one will raid a town or a city and just burn it to the ground, literally. I agree with you on that, but you don't have to
Right.
do that anymore. You can just character assassinate people. You got the AI stuff going down, like I said, or you sign the deal with the devil and get the banks involved. Then yeah, it's over with. You had to be able to prove that you can keep it within the house, but
okay,
someone's going
hold
to
on.
step out the house. It's going to happen.
Hold on. Bingo. I was trying to think about this, just playing with ideas here, right? So let's take a look at so because I want to hear you both of you tell me you think this would be reason to burn it down. So Tyler Perry, he has everything there is to have pretty much in Atlanta. He partners with Ti, who actually just built apartment complexes in Atlanta, who partners with Oprah, who
Mm,
could run the media arm.
mm-hmm.
Like you see, so see where I'm
Slight
going
problem.
here.
Slight
We
problem.
can we can put this all if you create this conglomerate,
No,
that's enough money
no,
to where you don't have to go to white banks
no,
whatsoever.
no.
You think that's gonna get burned out? Just
It's not going to get
hypothetically.
burned down because they're not for us. So like that kind of kills your whole notion. Like you keep bringing, yeah, they're billionaires, they got money, but who are they connected to?
Right.
Who is they circle? Who is they best friends? Who they be doing grimy? They not for us, dude. Like stop bringing them up. I understand they're black elites,
I'm
but
saying
they're
the
black elites for a
hypothetical.
reason. We
I'm
don't
saying the
we don't
hypothetical.
have elites like that are for us. We don't.
Right.
Because usually if you get to that level, what do you always say? You had to do something for it. Like I said, unless you just win the greatest lottery of all time, which I doubt,
I'm
If you
about to say
if you
we don't have black elites that's for us. Jay-Z has entered the chat.
and there's
You don't want my
that's
opinions
yeah,
there.
that's not you stop using him too, dude. I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save you to get off that train before it's too late. There's some stuff about JC that is just as bad as everyone else you just mentioned. They all got some dirt. Like I said, you can see who they hang around. Who they hang around. Birds of a feather flock together, my boy. I'm sorry. Plus, some damning accusations on his account too, and some of it looks true. The grooming
You're gonna
thing.
make my inner conspiracy theorists come out.
Well, some of
And
it's not. Like I said, you was definitely messing with Beyonce underage, and you definitely was messing with Rihanna underage. But hey, we can let that slide because they pretty and can sing. But yeah, all right. But yeah, nah, we don't have
Aaliyah
no
too.
real elites. Shit, honestly, we don't have no fucking real leaders that I trust. Even the activists, I don't fucking trust. You know how I feel about BLM. You know how, like I said, feel about what's his name.
But you gotta get Dr. Umar, dog.
Abdul
You gotta
Umar
get
is a broken clock. He's right twice and then wrong all the other times. So I don't know. Like I agree with some of his stuff. Like he'd be cooking like, yeah, yeah. And then he'll say something. And he's like, yep, I knew
and
it.
then a booty will walk by. He'd be like,
I knew it. I, and we still waiting on that school, my brother. But hey, like I said, when there's struggle, it pays to be an activist nowadays, my boy. And we saw it. It's the greatest scam ever that's ever existed in our community.
are
So
you trying? Are you shooting at Sean King without saying to Sean King? Are you shooting at Sean King? Is that what you do?
am I shooting at Sean King? I mean, he has the accusations too. Like I said, he needed to see receipts. What you've been doing with them donations too, my brother. Like I said, hey, it pays to be an activist. It really does. You get paid off our suffering just like everyone else do. So hey, so I can't even trust my own people like we could back in the day. And I know I keep bringing that up, but shit, they was really willing to throw their lives on the line for it. It was real back then. Now it's a trend and another come up. It's like I can't trust our leaders. You damn sure can't trust the elite because you know who they in bed with. So it's like, who do you fucking trust that's gonna set all this shit up, is gonna keep it in house, and then it's not gonna be touched by outside forces the second it starts doing well? That is
RZA is no.
ultra unrealistic, my brother. But I know you got the S on your chest. Hello.
You are very hopeful, and I love that about you.
I do
I
too.
do. It's one of my favorite things. You can keep it positive, but
This is
yeah,
false hope.
that we're not dealing with the same set of activists as well. And I think for me, not to oversimplify, but it just overall in life, a general rule of thumb is actions. Do your words and your actions match? And that goes for celebrities as well. You can say all day that you're for this or give us little hints. And I don't do subtleties anyways. You know that, but right to the point. And I like that from celebrities too. If you want me to like just be a stan and completely subscribe to everything you're saying, I need to see that your words and your actions match. A good example of this, I was just looking at it the other day, is Kaylani. She isn't she's not a Beyonce or uh Meg the Stallion or Cardi B, even, who dibble dabbles in politics. She's not going live all the time and endorsing some political candidate, but she is actively, during the whole Black Lives Matter stuff, she's out on the street
J. Cole
protesting.
too.
There's
Same thing.
videos, yes,
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying. Videos, pictures, it's on her story. I was following her, getting information about where people were protesting, what kind of things you could do online, just from that, with the whole Palestine and Gaza and Sudan and all of that. She's got something going for that. She's like, some of her merch for her new song, all of the proceeds are going to actively getting people out of there. Like,
Mm.
that's, if I see that, okay. But and this is someone who doesn't have the money or the pull or the influence of Beyonce's and Jay-Z's and Oprah's and Tyler Perry's, and she doing it. Where are they at?
Mhm.
They're too good, they're too famous, it's too unsafe for them to be in the streets. It's too unsafe for them to risk endorsements to say free Palestine or to have a flag. It's too,
Nah, they agree with them. Like I said, they are with the shits with them. Those are their buddies who they get paid with. And all, like I said, Tyler Perry supported Israel. Like all these people supported
Yeah.
Israel. It's already been seen. So yeah, those
I didn't
elites,
know
they
that,
not
but
for us. I said they're not for us, and they never will be. They are for themselves and their
Kendrick, they
comrades.
not like us.
They are not your savior. Yes,
Yep. They
celebrities
not like us.
and
Mhm.
that too. God
They
damn.
not like us.
But yeah, listen, they not your savior. They not like us. All that. So yeah, it's gonna take the people. Like I'm sorry, we got this savior complex, but no one is coming to save us. We gotta realize that the superhero, just like my father who thinks he has ass on his chest, we all have ass on our chest. So let's do it. That's the only way it
Yes.
changes.
Okay.
But people don't believe in
I
that.
feel like we can't even get to race if we're. This is going to be a conversation. This is a viewpoint. We can't even get to the race and the divisiveness until we get to the the wealth, disproportionate wealth problem.
Oh, that's the final
Okay,
boss.
if we get to the classist stuff first, you gotta you gotta eat the rich first, and then we can get to our, because we gotta have, you gotta have money to do anything, and they ain't giving it to us, and they steady gouging what we got, which is pretty much nothing. So if they're hoarding it all and they're the ones with the money to organize, even even during the strikes, this is an unpopular opinion as well, like on the writer strikes and all that, I was exhausted at the amount of celebrities on Beyonce's internet begging us to help them get their coin. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope it works out for you. You deserve to be paid for your work. I love to consume your art, but I'm a person and you're a person, and even your worst day is better than my best.
Well,
I can't.
it depends on
Can't.
because I think everyone thinks every actor is making big bucks, and that's not. Most actors are
No,
broke.
definitely not. But even the broke ones got more money than your average everyday Joe working at the Starbucks just trying to get by. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like the arguments I was hearing were like, well, our kids are in these schools and that schools, and yeah, there's a different amount of safety required because you have a certain amount of presence, and your
Mhm.
kids do need to be safe and all of these things. I agree with that. But there are ways that you can manage your life and still have money. You're just, you know what I mean? But you're not going to give up they're not going to give up certain things that they could to manage in the meantime. I'm not saying, I meant during their fight, you know what I'm saying? There's ways, like they weren't desolate in the street. They weren't on Skid Row. They were okay. That's all I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
mean,
big ones, yeah,
I,
definitely.
I think, but it goes back to what Cam was trying to say too. I think sometimes we have a misnomer. We equate visibility with wealth, especially now. And Amanda Seals, I was like, wow, Amanda Seals said it during the strike. She's been acting since she was like 9, and she just got to the point where she could eat off of it when she did Insecure. That's saying something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah,
that. It's a lot of people acting, a lot of people in the acting game, and they're not eating off acting. But I do see your point.
unless you
I do
exist.
see.
But it's like the rest of the world. Like I said, even though the actors make shit happen for real, just like the workers here, us, the elites are the ones eating off. They're not putting
Yeah,
in the hard work and tables, putting their life on the line like an actor or a regular Joe that works regular jobs or less than regular jobs. But the elite, the CEOs, all them, they getting bank by doing
oh,
nothing,
the
just sitting
studios.
there.
Okay.
That's why I said. That's why I was like, yeah, I get they struggle because it's the same, in ways. But I said, system has to fall, man. And
Right.
I agree with the class. Class has to fall, but I think that's the final boss because I think that
Mm.
they use the divisiveness to distract us from that final boss. Because
Oh, of
Okay,
course.
I see that point too. Yeah.
if we put the divisions, if we take handle the divisions first, then everyone will see. Wait a minute. there's something's not right. Why is only a couple percent of people controlling 99,
Right.
90% of the population? How are we allowing that shit to happen? Why am I starving they full? I don't know. I don't know. But that's why I said if we can scratch the division shit or at least see past it and just realize what they're doing, because it's so obvious now. We all call it out. It's a running joke. That's not a joke. We know exactly what's going to happen when certain shit happens. It's a cycle. And we keep falling for it. So if we take away the division, I think everyone will see the clash. That's why I think when pandemic, when we were all at home, couldn't do nothing, and everyone was conjugating, talking, texting, that was an issue. That's why they said, "Oh hell no, y'all get your asses back to work." They don't even care about your health. They just want you back to work and struggling and thinking, keeping your mind distracted, then realizing, wait a minute, they just sent me a check for $600, but I'm not at work and I got all these like something not adding up. And we could have worked from home this whole time. I didn't even have to leave.
Boom.
But now I have to go back.
Oh,
so all those office building spaces that could be used for other fucking things that's more valuable, and you can work from literally your house. That's why I said it's not even conspiracy. It's bullshit. They just keep the devices, bro. They just need your mind on other things, but the reality, man.
I mean, it's like I always say, if everyone woke up beige tomorrow, the mentality would change instantly because all of a sudden all the BS is gone, all the black, all the white, no. If everyone woke up beige tomorrow, you'd see
stuff.
very, very quickly the inequity in people. Which leads to a very interesting question, the next topic. And I'm like, I'll be honest, I hope you two came up with an answer because I'm still trying to find one. This is a tweet. I'm still going to call it a tweet. This is a tweet from Isaac Hayes 3. Isaac Hayes the third. ISSACHAYES number 3. This is a real question. Name one time an organization, corporation, or entity has publicly disrespected the Black community, and we collectively removed our economic power from said entity and never went back. I've been trying since we broached this to think of it. The problem is I can only think of one instance, and it's a Black person, unfortunately. The only time I've seen this happen, like, you're done here, is R. Kelly.
Even that, no. Even that, no. I know you know some old aunties out there still screaming free R. Kelly, bro. I know you do. I know.
No.
Some of them not even old. I have friends that are like, Robert's getting played over here.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm shook.
That's a lie. So yep, that's not one either. It doesn't exist. There's your answer. It doesn't exist. You can because you even say Gucci. No. It was fuck Gucci for a little bit. Now we're right back to it.
It was never for Gucci with Mayweather. Mayweather's coon ass was rocking Gucci the whole way.
But everyone else it was. But no, it's not. So yeah.
And didn't Tommy Hilfiger have a moment back in the day? And that was supposedly made up. It didn't even turn out to be true. And but we still went back to that too. I mean, I guess rightfully so if he wasn't really tripping, but I remember that's the only thing I could think of. I was like, I think I remember people going, "Oh, we don't wear Tommy Hilfiger anymore," for a long time.
It was,
but
I remember, yeah.
Like it was a little more recent that he came back, but he's still back, so that's not an answer to the question.
Answer is no. There's the answer. No. There's not a time.
No.
That because there's a time where we stopped doing stuff, but the second you said it not going back, that's when it ended.
See, the issue is it's only one person, another person I can think of, but she doesn't have power. But that would be Candace Owens. Collectively, don't buy from Candace Owens.
That's a lie.
What Black person you know out here? What Black person you know out here buying with Candace Owens?
The one that's on her
I'm not talking about giving her a platform to give an interview. That's money chasing.
No, I mean completely. There's a lot more of her than you think. Like, what are we talking about?
Well, I mean, I feel like the Black Trumpers like Candace Owens.
Right. They're one and the same. They're conservative
Yeah,
black people. That's all her.
yeah,
That's literally what she is, a conservative black person.
yeah.
There's a ton of those. Hell, I even know one. So
I lied. I did think of one.
Okay.
Paula Dean. Paula Dean. We never
No,
went back to Paula Dean. We never went back because we would look silly, crazy. I mean, we look silly and crazy when we go back to the other ones too. But Paula Dean, we liked her. We was like, this white lady can cook. Her food's all right. Nobody
and
buys her
then
stuff anymore. She got caught saying that word.
and
It
it
was
was a
like it was a
you
wrap for Paula Dean for the black people.
yeah,
he
which is
did.
wild when you think about it. Um, 'Cause we had this conversation on the last pod, so you can be a pedo and we'll let it rock,
Oh,
aka R. Kelly,
you can
because I
off
guess yes,
people. We can be a murderer. It will still be free you. Like it don't matter. Just don't say the N word if you're not black. Yeah.
and then you getting cooked up. I'm trying to wait. Well, again, no, same problem. She's a black conservative, and I was gonna say Stacey Dash. That one hurt because I'm part of the crop of brothers that had the world's biggest crush on Stacey Dash, and so when she turned out to be a Trumper, it was like, you just killed it, Stacey. Uh, um,
So
but
sad.
nah, I think Cat still rocked with. I'm about to sit on it. It's gotta be one. I'm trying to think who was really
There is
the
none.
the Clippers.
The
The Clippers.
Clippers, like
Yes,
You talking about Donald? Not is it Donald
Donald
Sterling?
Sterling. Yes, Donald Sterling. He got forced to sell his team, got banished from the NBA. That was that.
but they're still a
But
team.
right, the team didn't get. That's not an entity. That's an owner that just sold the team. The team is still there. Are we just
He
talking about
would.
people or entities? What are we doing?
Well, it said name one time organization, corporation, or entity has publicly disrespected the black community, and we collectively removed our economic power from said entity and never went back.
That was just the
Chris
NBA's
Paul
doing.
and quite a few of them was like, "I'm not playing for this dude no more."
But they are. But the funny thing is, that most of them already knew about this shit. It's just now that we all do, and then it will make them look bad if they didn't. It was already stories about way before he got leaked by the mistress or whatever. So they was keeping it hush hush before. So that's why I said. And that was fucking Adam Silver that did that. It wasn't us. So yeah, no. The answer is no. And the team is
I,
still there in the same damn building. I know it's about to switch over, but no,
I,
we're not good at canceling, man. It's just not in our blood, man. We are
I'm trying to think.
not good. We are the most forgiving race on the planet, man. Which is a good thing
it,
and a horrible thing at the same time.
true,
Yeah,
true.
It's a blessing.
it's a beautiful thing,
It's
but
a
it hurts
beautiful
us
thing.
often.
It hurt. Yeah, it's beautiful because we show the most empathy, compassion, even no matter our circumstance. But that's why we get dominated a lot. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I don't. Then I'm gonna think a little harder because I can't think of one offhand. Like
I don't think
I
it
can't think of one offhand.
because everyone we're
Um,
thinking about, we came back to, or there's some people still rocking with.
because you would think Trump would be the obvious answer, but it is obviously not.
Right?
Obviously not.
No,
Is coontastic mofos out here now with blacks for Trump? Like the fuck are you doing? But
who says
okay,
blacks anymore? That's how you know
like
something wrong. The black people. But I'm good. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
all right. So when it ended on some good news, I found this, and it's something called suspended coffees. And I did check. There's a couple. There's one in Dallas, and then there's one not too far, about 30 miles away from Fort Worth, not too far from Fort Worth. But what it is conceptually is you go to it's a coffee shop, and it's a global thing too. where you can go to the coffee shop and you say, hey, I want to place someone for coffee. I want to get one and have one hanging. And what it is pretty much you pay for your coffee, you pay for another coffee. That receipt is then placed on a board. And if someone homeless or someone just down on their luck needs it, that's a coffee that's paid for. And I'm like, it's a small thing, but I can tell you as someone who comes from the glorious Empire State where winters can get brutal, a hot cup of coffee can be a morning changer, a day changer. And I'm like, you know what? One of the things I want to do is try to highlight some of the good that people do because we've been on this show for a couple years now. We talk about the fuck shit,
About good stuff too.
the fuck shit that goes on in society. But this is a cool thing. I would suggest anyone. All you gotta do is put in your search engine, suspended coffees. If you have a coffee shop near you, they can actually be a part of the initiative. So it's not just a certain coffee, just anywhere that serves coffee. Ironically, I didn't see a single Starbucks that does this, which is interesting. Which is
We know how they
y'all
get
can
down.
certainly afford it, but I didn't see a Starbucks that takes part in it. I could be wrong, but I did a little homework. I didn't
Well,
see
Dunkin'
a
Donuts.
single freaking Starbucks.
Dunkin' Donuts? Nothing.
I didn't see a Dunkin' Donuts either.
Ah.
Didn't see a Starbucks. Didn't see a Dunkin'.
Well, that's half the
Interesting.
population right there. So we're done.
But suspended coffee initiative, you buy one, you say I want to leave one hanging. So they put the receipt on the board. If someone walks in, they really need a cup of coffee, they can grab that receipt, no questions asked. That's a pretty awesome thing. And like I said, I found it, it's a global initiative. I found 3 in the DFW area. There's a few more in Texas, but Texas, as we all know, is freaking huge. But yeah, suspended coffee initiatives. What do you guys think?
I think it's cool. I was looking at the link you sent. I saw the 3 you were talking about. I'm all for things that are like good for to do something good for someone. 100%. Anytime that you have a chance, why not?
Yeah.
So I'm here
And
for it.
yeah, and it's like I said, it's just a cup of coffee. What does it mean? If you live in certain places and it gets brick cold, a cup of coffee on a December morning can keep you feeling alive.
Right.
You know. So I'm like, I just, again, suspendedcoffees.com. Check and see if there's any other near you. My wife and I are talking about taking a trip just to do that because I'm like, that'd be really cool. Because she's become a coffee person, which is the weirdest thing ever. But from my hospital stay, she became a coffee person. So I'm like, well, hey, I'm all about doing things to give back when I can. Um, Personal trainer, I run boot camps. Every now and again, I have a boot camp. Just bring me an article of clothing so I can take to a domestic violence shelter. I've done this a few times because it's like, look, I'm a firm believer, and this is me being a hope dealer again. I'm a firm believer. If we all do a little bit, we ain't got to count on the billionaires. We can all
I
take care of
agree.
That's
ourselves.
not a believer thing. That's real. That's fact. That's the
I agree
one
a
non-believer
hundred
you said.
percent.
Yeah, that's true.
If
That's
more people would be a little more generous, we wouldn't. You're correct. We wouldn't need them. Again, it takes a village. If we could get the village together, we don't need elites.
but
It's enough of us
yeah.
to care
Mhm.
for each other.
Oh, sound like a
Right.
commie. What's wrong with y'all?
Ah, yikes.
If
I
I get the
see.
village to stop,
You
if I
see
get the
how you
village to
kill
stop
that
listening,
idea? You just said you sound like a commie. Oh, you trying to democracy? You want everybody to be equal? I can't be rich anymore. I can't have the biggest house. I can't have this, that,
oh,
and the
no,
third. Oh, see,
no. You said the wrong word, brother. Remember, they it's not common. They demonize socialists. You sound like a socialist.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
kind of where commie stemmed from. I mean, it's the very
yeah.
extreme, the worst part of socialism, but still, I mean, that's what they call you. That's what America does, man. Great fucking system. A+. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is great. It does its job it's supposed to do, but it needs to fall.
Yeah, I think the biggest fear, and it could be just my thoughts. I think the biggest issue is the hardest way. Well, okay, let me put it like this: it ain't got hard enough yet. Here's what I mean. Right now, in general, countries of the West, the ideologies of the West as such where you're not going to get people on board until you either A, show them what's on the other side, or B, it gets too painful to stay where we're at. We're not at B. We're not at B.
We're
We're not
not.
at B.
How?
Depends on who you ask. Depends on who you ask.
Mhm.
We mean unless you're elite, you're hurting. Everyone is hurting. Unless you
But not bad enough. Some people need to be hurt worse. This ain't bad enough for some people. It's been bad enough for me. I don't know, since I started learning about corruption in the government. I mean,
since I was born. Yeah, go ahead.
right. So like but for some people, I feel like it's gonna take a catastrophic red pill event.
Be too late.
Like something terrible. Even I mean, and there look at everything that's already going on that ain't enough for people to go, this place is trash.
What could get worse than genocides, the
That's
market
what I'm
collapsing,
saying.
all types of, like, what is worse
The
than that?
it's gonna literally take some TV, Book of Eli, Mad Max. I mean, really, like the
In the
fall
world.
of yes.
Then at
Yeah.
that point, why does it matter? It's too late.
But that's what's so frustrating about it. I think it's literally gonna take for people to feel like, which I already do. Like it feels like me and my friend were just talking the other day about how it seems like globally we're all just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah, that is
Everywhere. We're watching it drop here in all of the places where the genocide is going on, and then we're all looking like that's horrible, and I'm thinking that too, and I'm also thinking, when is America going to do it to us, because we're not going for this over there. Like,
Okay, so now
you
I
gonna
gotta
drop
be
the
the wet.
bomb or not?
Now I gotta be the wet blanket. I'm
Oh, not the wet.
gonna go back to something Dr. Umar said.
Oh no. It's a
Yeah.
good
This is
one.
one of those two times. This is one of those two times he was right. Um, there is that you can't convince and I'm paraphrasing here, but I'm gonna get you the gist. You can't convince an almost successful Negro to be a revolutionary. There are no more revolutionaries, and here's why. If you have a person that has gone to college, got their degree, got themselves a decent job, right? If you can't convince not even a six figure, you can barely convince a $80,000 a year, a $60,000 a year brother to revolution. Here's why. Because if I don't went to school, got these degrees, I got a job, paying for all my bills, paying this money back, I got a mortgage, I got a family. What exactly is my incentive to revolt? The system, one, works for me, and then two,
Yeah.
I now have too much to lose. Please explain to me how you sell this person on revolution.
You don't.
you got
Oh, I'm sorry.
oh well, no, you good. I was gonna say you have to convince them that they don't really have anything. Everything they think they have can be taken real fast. They need to see that that can happen. I don't even understand how the fact that we just spent a year and a half in lockdown, that nobody would have said 2 years before that was even possible. There's no
Right.
way they're gonna lock us down and keep us in the house and we ain't going to work and we can't be on the streets. The way that we all complied with a quickness. Okay?
Said that. That's what I said. Yep.
You have to the only way to convince them to revolutionize is to show them you don't have what you think you do, and we can't do that. The government has to show their hand, and they got to believe them. And that's why I mean, like, it's tough. Some people just ain't gonna get there.
Hey, what else did
Comfort,
Dr. Umar say? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would say comfort and wealth do not breed great revolutionaries.
No, you have to be willing to sacrifice. So anybody who's already self-interested is not a revolutionary.
Exactly. One is all is one is all. I said, some Dr. Umar said again, another bar. Some people can't be saved, so they need to be gone for good.
Oh, God.
So yeah, nah. The comfortable Negro is the same as the house Negro. Keep them there. Everybody else, we stay outside and we gonna get this shit done. Like I said, the
Uh,
system will never work for you. Um, I had something else to say. I just completely forgot. Come to me, or maybe it won't. I don't know. But yeah.
I mean, like I said, that's my issue. Like, do we breed revolutionaries anymore? How do
Oh,
you convince the
okay.
comfortable
No,
Negro to be a revolutionary?
No,
no.
because they already on that side, and people were afraid. Like I said, and they like I said, people were afraid in self. What's the word? Uh,
Self-preservation?
Self preservation is a
Yes.
big, huge thing, and like I said, people aren't for people anymore. We care more about things than we do actual people. Like
And
Right.
that time is
ourselves.
gone. Look, so yeah,
I mean,
with second we go back to caring about people instead of the thing what you do in the system. Because how many times you walk up to somebody you don't know or someone you haven't seen in a while, and you be like, "Hey, how you doing? How's everything going with you? Your mentals and all that." A lot of times you say, "What you been doing this whole time?" Or "What do you do for work?" Or yada yada. Never how's the actual person in front of you.
right.
We care about what you do or what you got or blah 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 more than we care about you as a person or what you going through. So yeah, and like you said, she said that we don't have revolutions more because everyone's selfish and no one wants to sacrifice. Because like you said, the uppity Negro is like, why would I give this all away? For what? I worked my ass off to get here. My quote unquote ancestors died for me to do all this shit. So why would I stop? Not knowing that that will help your family in future generations of every fucking body if you do buy it. But yeah, the problem is buying it because selfish intent. People ain't for
Mhm.
people anymore.
No.
And it's
Uh,
not just the uppities. It's those of us with nothing who are convinced that we have something. If those of us who are already struggling, right, are unwilling to give up what we don't got to get more of something. Like,
Just,
you know what I'm saying? it,
Said
oh my
it's
goodness.
great system,
it,
man.
it
Great system.
it's really it's yeah, it's crazy. It's they've made us so individualistic that you can't be revolutionary. Like you were saying, you love the civil rights. That was successful because it was the good of all before the good of self.
That's the point.
And that's what revolution is. Revolution isn't let's all of us do the best for ourselves individually first. You
Then
have
help.
to take care of yourself in certain ways, yes. Like that there are things about that that we've learned now about prioritizing our mental health and our work-life balance and all of these things, yes. But as a collective, we need to be helping each other prioritize self
Need to heal. Like I said,
because then that's
there's a lot of
everyone.
things that need to be done for things to change. Like I said, within our community, we have generational traumas that needs to be answered. Once those get
Mm.
answered, it will make it way easier for us to come together, like we did back in the day. And I keep going back to it. Like I said, that's my favorite era, not because of the time. It was still a horrible time. It was my favorite era because people, we were willing to ride and die for our people, or just people in
Mhm.
general. It ain't even just black people. It was white. It was all races were willing to ride and die for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore. It's
Well,
just
I
bad devices for no reason. And no one cares about
gotta
each other. You
go.
just care about yourself, which is fine. You should to a certain extent, but we all in this together and we all need the same things. So yeah.
Well, I gotta go with what Morpheus said, and then I'll wrap it up. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are someone you're so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it.
Bars.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Morpheus. Shout
Big up
out to
Morpheus.
Morpheus.
Shout out to
My
Brody with the
favorite,
glasses. Shout out to my man.
my favorite person in movie history. All right. Run it back recap. This was awesome. From the top, Trump's guilty verdict. I'm just one, it's pretty pointless. I'm telling my father on this. It means nothing if he ain't doing no jail time and if he can still run for president. I said, call me when they put the cuffs on. But it'd be wild to see Secret Service and Rikers. That would be wild. Um, that would that would be that would be wild, yo. And absolutely, I'm like, I think his chance of getting shanked would be super high. Um, let's see here. The other thing we touched on wasn't on the list, but touching it still. I guess unhappy anniversary for the fall of Black Wall Street and the Tulsa race riots and massacres. Just, I still believe if we create a new Black Wall Street, it would not fall. It absolutely would not fall. That's my belief. Let's see. An entity that black people that disrespected brothers and sisters that we completely walked away from. I I gotta circle back. I don't have one. The couple I thought of don't really hold up. There's still people stepping in the name of love right now. So uh, yeah, I got nothing. People still rock with Candace Owens. People still rock with Kanye. It's gonna take me a minute. Everybody walked away from Gucci except Mayweather's goofy ass. So yeah, I don't think I have an answer as much as I'd love to have one. And let's see. Lastly, the suspended coffee shop is a beautiful, brilliant idea. I love seeing things that just little things that help make the world a better place. And like I said, you do that and the world becomes better a little bit at a time. Maybe if we did that, we wouldn't have to have so much talk of revolution because if you do little things every day to make the world better, suddenly after a while you don't have a world you need to revolt from. But all right, that's my recap. Anyone else? Go next. Jump in, whoever.
I got nothing. You covered it.
Okay, your recap, sir.
Trump, I told you, I called it. I told you he's going to win, and he's about to do it in the most hardest way possible. Still middle fingers to him though, but I mean, you can't make this up. This is Hollywood cannot write this story. Uh, what else we talking about? It was something that wasn't on the list. What was it? What was
Oh,
it?
we're talking about the sad anniversary of the Tulsa race riots,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. Oh,
burning down of Black Wall Street.
in the Black Wall. Yeah. Uh, I don't think it will work now. Hey, I'm sure willing to let it try. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't try. If there's some black elites that really with the shits, not the phony ones we got now, these phony ass activists we got now, then hey, I'm for it. But yeah, I'm more about fuck a Wall Street in general. This all needs to fall. I don't really care who owns it. So yeah, fuck
I
all
second.
that. So I don't care. Black, white, purple, don't care. Wall Street needs to
Tear
die.
it down.
Tear it all down. Yep. Um, Black people cancel people or entity. I can't think of none. We always go back.
It's gotta be one. I gotta look.
Oh,
I
I'm
didn't
still
really
sticking with my Paula Dean.
Well,
I'm still
besides that,
sticking with it.
what you-
Nobody, I don't, why she's the exception, don't know. But I still don't know one single person talking or buying. I don't even see her in the stores. What
huh,
can you get a Paula Dean?
well, I
Yeah.
know. I hope you're right, but I'm sure there's some Negro somewhere.
Probably somewhere.
Somewhere that's still rocking all the sets and all that. Um, suspended coffee shop. That's a great idea. Um, I hope it works, keeps working. And I hope more entities, the big name ones that everyone goes to can incorporate that. I know they're not going to because that's a lot of money, but and other companies that do other things, because I know you made fun of my Peter Pan fives when I was over there. You know what I'm talking about. My little house shoes or slippers. But guess what? I forgot what they call. I think they call bombas. I think
Bombas.
yeah, bombas. See, when you buy
Every
one, they give away a pair. So
right. That's
you was
another
making fun of a great guy that gave away a free pair. Hating on my Peter Pan ones, man. It was comfortable. And you wanted, hey, your wife wanted some. I know you want some. You just couldn't admit it. It's all right. It's all right. It keeps your feet warm. It's comfortable. And they give away one for free. So hey, free promotion. So Bombas, if you want to come sponsor, hey, let
I
nigga know.
think we might be a little too radical for that, but yeah.
Are we? If they giving away free stuff, are we too radical? Because at the end of the day, we want the best for people.
Oh,
So
agreed. I just don't think pig is in their vocabulary. Just a thought.
I mean, they might be made of pig. So who? Hey, you can get your product from them. I'm done. I'm done. They use real pig skin. All right, man. That's it.
Well,
Yeah.
we are going to wrap this up. I want to take a second to thank our awesome guest, Tiawna. Thank you for joining us. This was fun. There's always an open invitation to come back. Yeah, because we love the energy here. Love your POV. So yeah, always an open invitation to come back. Anything you want to close with, man?
Thank you so much for inviting me. This was a great time. I will come back whenever you want me to. Uh, I'm trying, now don't hold me to it because you know how I am about working towards things. But I would like to get a podcast going myself, and definitely gotta have y'all. I need some.
Show.
I love the deep convos, so I'm here for it. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And on behalf of myself, my awesome co-host, yeah, I said it. We will see you next time. Peace.
Yeah.